Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Firehouse Chef. I'm your host, Ryan McKay. And for today's episode, I thought we'd kind of take a little bit of a side story here involving food, of course. And I want to talk about procreation. Who doesn't like to talk about procreation? I like to talk about procreation. On second thought, I can think of somebody who doesn't want to talk about procreation. In fact, he doesn't want to hear anything about it at all. See, this episode is all about improving your chances of having more than one baby at a time, or so I've been blamed. See, there's a particular firefighter, his name I shall not use, of course, I like to protect the innocent, who has decided to blame me for giving him more than one child, specifically twins, for introducing a side of sweet potatoes that were savory in nature, that he actually enjoyed. So I've been here in the South now for the last 4 or 5 years, so I've been exposed to all sweet renditions of Southern sweet potatoes, from pies to casseroles. I decided to take it upon myself to introduce a more savory side because, sweet potatoes being a very distant relative of regular potatoes, exposing them to great herbs and garlic, of course, salt and all that great stuff can show a side of sweet potatoes that not very many people are exposed to. In fact, he liked it so much he took it back to his wife, and of course his wife ended up loving it, and of course at the time I didn't know they were procreating. In fact, if they didn't have a child already, I didn't know that they actually procreated at all. But that's neither here or there. This episode, take it for what it is either a way for you to make sure that you get a lot of free labor all at one time, or as a warning to get yourself away from this vegetable as far away as possible if you were trying to have a family. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the sweet potato. All right, so I've already told you that they're very distant cousins of the potato. And so, they're very similar in their makeup and structure. They're very, very, of course, starchy and firm when you're feeling them. You're always looking to make sure that they're not discolored and they have that famous light orange color to them. Of course, they're very distinctive of any other potatoes or even yams in the grocery store. Yams, of course, are a little bit darker, almost black, like a bark-like consistency. You cut through them and they're almost purple or red inside. I don't want to geek it up too much, but they're not the same vegetable. But, of course, they always got those tapered ends, so they're easy to identify in the grocery store. Now, in reference to storing them, make sure they're always in a dry, dark place away from the refrigerator. They don't do well together. So you can see here, I'm not quite race ready. I'm getting to that stage. I want to show you everything before I throw together some savory roasted sweet potatoes. Wait for it. Well, hopefully through all these episodes and, of course, via my website, you're really starting to learn that I truly believe that through good food, or good fuel, as I like to call it, you can bring your families a little bit closer together. I'm always constantly striving to prove that good food can not only make your family stronger or your firehouse stronger, but it can also make your families a little bit bigger. So I want you to remember two things when you hear about sweet potatoes. I want it to ring a bell. Number one, of course, it can always be savory in nature. It doesn't have to be that Thanksgiving slosh that's always too sweet and you just don't want to go back to it. Number two, specifically to you ladies, if you're actively trying to procreate, run the other way. Until next time, everybody, anybody can be a chef. Why not you? So I've already discussed that sweet potatoes are very, very distant cousins of their potato sister. Cousins, sister? Man. One more time.